So today we're talking about lesson 5-9, tenths and hundredths of a meter in grade 3 everyday math. The one vocabulary word that you need to know for this unit, for this lesson, is decimeter. And a decimeter means 10 centimeters. So if we look at a decimeter, it's going to be 10 centimeters long. The same length as one of the longs. That would actually be called a decimeter. Okay, the other way to look at a decimeter is 1/10 of a meter. So if we look at a meter, we're going to see that there are 10 of these longs in a meter. So I've tried to set it up so you could see that. There's actually 10 longs in a meter, or 10 decimeters in a meter. So for this unit, we want kids to be able to use base 10 blocks, like the longs and the cubes, and a meter stick to model tenths and hundredths. So we want kids to see the connection between these longs and between these cubes, or hundredths, and a meter. And you can really see that it's 10 centimeters for each long, and that there are 10 cubes which fit across one long. Okay, if I were to put cubes across all of the longs in a meter, there would be 100 of them. Because a meter has 100 centimeters. So we want kids to be able to see that there are 100 centimeters in a meter, or 100 cubes in a meter, and just one of those cubes is going to be 1/100th of the meter. It's going to be one teeny tiny part of the meter. And one of those longs is going to be 1/10 of the meter. It's going to be 1 out of 10 parts of the meter. So we've taken the flat and we've broken it up into the longs, and we're now applying it to measuring. And this is, we try to give the kids some experience with this. So we want them to be able to find fractional parts of a region using meter sticks and base 10 blocks. So they should be able to know which part of an area, how much is in an area, using the meter stick and the base 10 blocks to help them with that. And we also want them to use base 10 blocks and a meter stick to represent or show and to compare and be able to put decimals in order through the hundredths place. So we want them to be able to say, well, I can see that 2 longs here, or 20 hundredths, or 2/10ths, is going to be smaller than, say, 3 longs, or 4 longs, all right, or 3/10ths, or 4/10ths, or 30 hundredths, or 40 hundredths. We want them to be able to look at those amounts and say which one is bigger or which one is smaller. How can you help with this at home? If you've got any sort of measuring that you can have kiddos do, breaking it up into parts, talking about, is this area bigger than that area? Especially if you're working with centimeters, especially if you have a meter stick, because you can ask them about how many centimeters do you think it is, have them measure it, have them compare it to another area that might be bigger or smaller, and then you can check it as far as the centimeters go. So that's a little bit just how you can help your kids at home. Just measure and talk about, areas that may be bigger or smaller for those measurements. So this is lesson 5-9, tenths and hundredths of a meter of grade 3 everyday math.